Okay, we're back. We had a little mishap with some technical things, but we are back, and this is part two of the conversation with Chris Empowers. Right at the point where we were talking about custom suits, I was explaining to the people that is nothing more powerful than a suit that has been measured to you, your body style, your type, material, material that is, just drapes on you. It gives you a different look. Now, I'm not knocking over the counter stuff by no means. Sometimes over the counter stuff is a starting point, but then you know that there's something else out there. And believe it or not, most people don't realize that when you spend money on a suit, you spend a few more dollars and you can get something that's made specifically for you. So I encourage people to, if you've never ever had a custom suit, you got to get one because it can be addictive forming. Trust me. I know a group of people that I used to run with back in the 90s and all the way through to the 2000s. We got sprung on custom suits. Everything we had, shirts, suits, man, we was coordinated. Okay, we had coats, everything that we had. That was our uniform. We were dressed to the nine, as we used to say. We was all about it. And for a person that's an upcoming business person, executive, or you just want to look good on a Sunday morning or a Sunday evening, you just want to look good and feel good. It's nothing like a custom suit. So I just wanted to encourage people, if you've never done it before, try it at least once in your life. You got to know what that feels like. Women have a variety of fashion choices, and men don't always have a variety of fashion choices. So, when we start venturing out into custom wear, I promise you it's something that you will never, ever want to go back to over the counter again. It's so crazy, man. I got custom shirts I've never worn. I've got material, and this is just me, y'all. Don't try to be like me. I got material that is waiting to be cut into a suit. It's just waiting, and I just like, okay, I got enough stuff right now. I can wait a while. My body type might change again, but hey, whatever I decide to do, all I gotta do is call up Chris and say, hey, Chris, come on over, man. I want you to take a look at something in my collection and see what you can do for me. You know,
For sure.
Now I gotta tell y'all, custom suits for us older people, is different what it is for younger people, cause they wear clothes so tight. Cause I see what these guys are wearing on the sports and for the NFL draft and the NBA stuff. Them guys wear clothes so tight that it don't even look like they can breathe.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's
That's
fashion
true.
for today. But now let me put this in here because I made a comment on my Saturday show that I think is worth saying again. Fashion, is a beautiful thing, but make sure you can afford it. You know, don't not pay your rent or your mortgage or your car note trying to look cute. Okay, because some people get carried away with it. And what I mean by that is, a female, and I ain't hating on women, trust me, I'm not, will go out to one of them fashion stores and buy some brand name purse that may cost $4,000, and they ain't got no business with a $4,000 purse. Okay,
Facts.
all right. So make sure you use wisdom in all things that you do. Okay, just like think about it before you pull the trigger. Just because
I,
somebody on your block got that purse, don't mean you got to have that purse. Okay, so just wisdom. Use wisdom in all things. That's all I want to say. You know,
and this, Mr. Ron, this is Dr. Ron. This is a tip for the fellas. You want to get you a blue suit and a gray suit. Okay.
basic colors.
Now, of course, many color suits. There's many color
Yeah,
suits, right? But if you do a blue suit, a gray suit, you get you a white shirt and a light blue shirt. Okay, and you get you four ties. The combinations you're able to put together. Well, in a suit space, it's only two types. Well, it's multiple types of suits. But if you go with a patterned suit, right, it's gonna be difficult for you to continue to wear that without somebody knowing that's the exact same suit you wore Monday. When you have a blue suit, gray suit, black suit, brown, the list can go on the solid colors. But when it comes to blue and gray suit, I can wear a suit Monday, the same blue suit Sunday, and I have a different combination on. You wouldn't be able
yeah.
to tell. But if I have a plaid
Right.
suit on
Combinations
Monday,
being tie and pocket square.
yes, you're able to get away with it. So now your investment, because this is what this is, an investment can go a long way. Versus you, but when it becomes your lifestyle, then as Mr. Dr. Ron says, it can be addictive,
Oh,
right?
baby.
And
Woo,
be
brother.
able to do a different kind of suits and things like that. But if it's something where you need a couple suits, this is not again your lifestyle. You're able to get away with a blue and a gray suit, and then eventually you get your black suit.
You can
You
work. You
throw
can
some
work your way
different
up.
combinations.
Yeah.
Yeah, work it, have different combinations, but those two suits will take you a long, way, and you'll be able to
Yeah, yeah.
you'll be
See,
able
don't do like I did. I got addicted. See,
yeah, me too. I'm
look,
addicted.
I had a wool gabardine in red, purple. you know,
Yeah,
I was seriously like, okay, because I'm a big dude. And if you got a good custom made suit on in bold colors, man, you know what happens when you walk in the room on an event? They like,
yeah.
bam, who is that?
Sure.
So
Uh,
that's a different scenario altogether. Don't be like I did. I went wild, okay? But it feels good on you to be able to make a presentation of that type. So that's something that you need to get in touch with Chris about also. Now, one of the main things that you came on the show to talk about, and I want to make space for you to do it now, right before the closing, is you've got a book that you're coming out with, and an event coming up on this week. So please tell us about that.
yes. So my book is entitled "Birth Your Greatness." Subtitle: "You Carrying Something." And so, I always wanted to write a book, even when I was younger. I told my mother that I was going to write one, and even though I was so adamant about it, I didn't think I would ever will write one, because I didn't know anyone. Like one of your points in our previous conversation, you says, I was always looking at that superhero, that role model outside of where I can touch and where I can see. And so, in the people that was even around me, it probably was some authors, but I didn't identify them or go seek to see if there was authors. So since I couldn't see it, I believe I couldn't do it. And um, so for a while, or that affirmation of telling my mother, yes, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write a book. After a while, I started getting discouraged, and then in 2018, I came up with the idea, or made the decision. I'm sorry, Chris, you're gonna write this book. And then I started writing the book in 2018. 2019, uh, I'm so sorry. 2019, I started writing this book. 2020, I finished the book during the pandemic year. And I didn't know what I really wanted to write about. I know I wanted to help people. again, the foundation of helping people. And so I encourage anybody who wants to write a book to see what's the purpose of the book first. And helping people is broad. That's broad. I think a lot of people want to help people, but rather specifically what you want to help. How do you want to help people, and what in people's lives you want to help? And so for me, I believe that every person is great, have greatness inside of them. And so from there, that's how the book title was born, Birth Your Greatness. Um, and I literally, because I am a male, and I know males consume information different than women. And so we like for the most part, our top five things that all men like. So we're gonna like our sports, we're gonna like our money, we're gonna like our women, we're gonna like our cars, and we're gonna like our image. Right. So those being those top five things that interest us. Of course, we have other interests, but for the most part, to generalize it, you probably won't find no male that don't like most of those things, right? And so I says, well, eh, how can I get a male's attention without talking about those five things, right? And so I said, well, women is a factor. I said, well, what if I take a book, I take what I want to how I want to write a book and break it down on the gift of life, how women conceive. And so on the women's side, they'll be like, man, Chris, what do you know about pregnancy? And on the men's side, they would question, bro, why are you talking about pregnancy? And so because of that question, I was cool with the whole Kanye effect. Like, what's wrong with this dude? And it would pose a question. And so my book is literally broken down in three trimesters, three parts, but three
Mm-hmm.
trimesters. Okay. And so in the first trimester, it just like in before the trimester, of course, you have to do the action of conceiving, right? You have to go ahead and do what grown folks do, right? And so in that, right, that was my analogy of how do you even identify that you're pregnant? I'm sorry. What things to do to get pregnant? I'm sorry. And so in the book, I break down how I had a relationship with an intimate relationship with God, and He impregnated me with greatness.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe, regardless if you are a believer or not, and in this perspective, I said, whatever you believe in impregnated you with greatness. And so for me, I believe God impregnated with greatness. So then after that moment of intimacy, we enter in our first trimester of pregnancy. And that is, okay, in the first trimester, you identify what you're having. And so, yes, I am, okay, I understand that God impregnated me, but then now I identify that one, I found out that I'm pregnant. In this first trimester, it's like, okay, are you going to keep what God gave given you? Are you going to abort this gift? Are you going to abort this passion that you have? Are you going to abort this greatness that God has instilled in you? Or are you going to keep it? In the same first trimester, you make the decision on, I'm sorry, you get the information on what you're having. And so I identified my greatness. My greatness is the ability to captivate people with my words.
Mm-hmm.
And so, to paint this picture with my words, my assignment is to help people birth their greatness, unwrap their gift, identify, ignite their passion, and identify their purpose. And so, that was this. I was in my first trimester, and I didn't really know if I wanted to accept this assignment. I said, God, why me? Why do you have me doing this? I want to be a psychologist. I want to be, at one point, I wanted to be a meteorologist and be on TV wearing a suit, telling people the weather. I want to be this basketball player. I did not want to be a public speaker. So, God, you giving me this baby inside of me that I didn't ask for,
Mm-hmm.
and so, accepting this baby now I you know, um, have to um, accept what the great Maury Povich, yeah, Chris, you are the father. And so I had to now accept this role and take care of what God has given me. In my second trimester, it is for those who know, like this book is, although it's broken up in three trimesters, this book is either for three different type of people, or for one specific person that incorporates all these things. For me, when I was writing this book, I was already out of my first trimester. I knew that I was great. I knew I identified my greatness. But when I was writing this book, I was actually the person that needed help for my second
Mm-hmm.
trimester. And the second trimester is how do I carry this thing called greatness? How do I not be ashamed that I'm different than the average kid that my mother always used to say? How do I accept that I may not be looked at as normal? How do I identify that sometimes I can't go out and party. I got a goal in mind. I can't hang out with all these different women because you got to mature in life. You know, you have to put your head in the book and learn some things. Like I had to learn how to carry this thing called greatness. And then there's some people in life that's in the third trimester that's, you know, that excited about their greatness. They're doing well in life, and I have now that's in my life now. I can you still see me, Mr. Ron? I'm
I
sorry.
can hear you, but can't see you.
Um,
There you go. There
yeah,
you go. I hear you now. I hear you
okay,
and see
the
you.
devil, yeah, the devil was trying to work his
I
thing,
see.
and so
Yeah.
uh, and so to some people in the third trimester that's excited, right? And I was once in this when I was writing this book. I was in my second trimester, and upon completion, I was in my third trimester where I was trying to have this gender reveal, let everybody know that hey, Chris is great, Chris is traveling, Chris is doing this. And then sometimes and sometimes in your third trimester, you just have to be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
In the spiritual space, you just can't tell everybody your next move. Not everybody is praying for your up.
Right.
Some people are your downfall. And so, and also in this third trimester, sometimes you need to hold a hand and why they're telling you to push. And so at that time, that was my wife. Then was my fiance when I finished this book. But it was like, Chris, you got to push, accountability partner, push. So in that trimester, it's the first is to identify what you're carrying. Second trimester is to help you carry this thing called greatness, and the third thing is to help you push and give birth. Third trimester is to help you push and to deliver and birth this thing called greatness. And so, um, my book signing and launch is May 6th. My book actually came out because I always promised my mom when I was small that my first major speaking engagement was gonna be on my dad's birthday, which was what happened. NAACP booked me for a major event, and I always told her when I was younger that I'm gonna write a book and I'm gonna launch it on your birthday. So actually, my book has been released. I did something different than the average author, where it makes it big and publicize it, and to do this whole um, social media launch, campaign off the book. But it was more intimate for me. I just was like, this is my gift to my mother, and be like, hey, Ma, I told you I was gonna write a book, and that I was going to um, launch it on your birthday, which was April 27th. So it was out since April 27th.
Mm-hmm.
But my official launch to the public is going to be May 6th, um, at 738 North Clark Street, Chicago, Illinois 60654. And it's going to be a launch party and a book signing. I only have 50 available hard copy books that I'm going to have. I have merch. We have a good time. A chef, all those good things that we're going to have for just a good time for this event. And so hopefully, see you there. You go birthyourgreatness.com and RSVP, all that good
So
stuff.
all the information is on your website.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right. So they can go there, find all the information, and come out and have a good time with you on the launch. And I tell you,
Yes,
man,
sir.
I am so happy for you. All the things that you have spoke to us about on today are none of them are small endeavors. Everything is really large, man. Everything that you're dealing with, man, are huge. So,
Thank
I just want to applaud you. And okay, I've been saving this towards the end of the show. Now, how old are you now?
you. I'm 29.
29 years old and have accomplished so much. There's so many people that are in the world that have not come close to accomplishing so many of the things that they wanted to accomplish in life, but yet you have accomplished so many things and still going. You haven't even started to slow down yet. So once again, man, thank you. I applaud you, man. I appreciate you. You know, I love you. I've been knowing you too long not to love you, so I just want to say it publicly, man. I love you, and you
Too.
keep up the great work. Okay. Now, I always have two questions that I have to ask my guests before they leave, and the first question is, will you come back and see me again sometime?
For sure. I'm available for what I know as Mr. Ron, but to Dr. Ron, anytime. I'm like, anytime I will stop whatever I'm doing. As long as I'm not on the
Okay.
stage,
Well, I ain't gonna do that to you.
I'm
I ain't gonna
yours.
do that to you. All
I'm
right.
yours.
Now, the second question is, what would you like to leave with the people before you get out of here today?
That's a great question. That's a great question. And it shouldn't surprise me because it's a great show hosted by a great person.
Thank you,
So it
sir.
should. I would say this: greatness produces in pain. And so although I'm not a father yet, but in all what I hear when women are carrying life, that even though joy takes place throughout the process, pain is smack right in the
Yep.
middle. From the cravings, from the swelling, through the weight, through the back, through the sweat, through the labor, greatness produces in pain. And so, and I believe that God gives his strongest battles to his strongest soldiers. And so, I'm sorry, his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. And so, um, and that's why I believe that women is the strongest thing on this earth because what it takes to carry a human, to carry life in you for 9 months, I know, I just believe, I should say, it is pain through that. And so, whatever you're going through, no matter if it's small or big, just know that greatness is forming through that pain.
Amen.
And I pray and hope that you allow that pain um, to take you where um, that to your wildest dreams. Allow that pain to produce that greatness that's within the side of you. Because what's inside of you is a game changer and a world changer. And I promise you, on the other side of this pain, it is greatness.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting you should say that. I just want to piggyback for men that may not know this. You know, when a woman is giving birth, that is the closest that she'll ever be to death that she has ever been during the birth
Mm,
process. You ever heard the people explain that some people die giving birth to their
mm-hmm.
most precious possession, and that's their child. Because some women cannot live through the birthing process and it takes them out of here, but the child will survive. So it is the closest that a woman could ever be to death is going through that birthing process. But know that if you survive the birthing process, then you also will have the joy and the pleasure of your most prized possession with you, and you all begin to grow together from that process. So yes, I just had to piggyback off the top of that. You
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
you know. So once again, thank you, man. I appreciate it. This is part two. So please go back and listen to part one. If you just started on part two, you just got the meat and potatoes at the end. Go back and listen to the first part because we had a very good conversation going on. Um, Stay right there. Don't go anywhere, Chris. And we end this broadcast, this tape for today. I want to invite people to check me out on Thursday, each and every Thursday on Street News Now. We're on Facebook and YouTube Live at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. And I tell you, six guys and you, we have some very interesting, controversial conversations. You don't want to miss it. So come check me out on Thursday. Also on Saturday, every Saturday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, from the desk of Dr. Ron on Facebook Live. Come over and check me out. I usually break down questions and conversations that people send to me. And I tell you, I've had some pretty interesting topics up to this point. So you don't want to miss that. So please come check me out on Saturday. Let me throw some information on the screen where you can make contributions and donations. Please go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. Support all of my advertisers. They make it possible to do what we do. Please subscribe, like, and share. I need your support. Subscribe, like, and share. Go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, like, and share. Well, that's it for today. Be sure and come out and check me out on Thursday. I look forward to seeing you guys. You stay safe, stay blessed, and see y'all next time.